All right, let's get to it. Now, the San Jose Sharks signed a couple players yesterday, which were a little bit overshadowed by the Toronto Maple Leafs news signing that KHL defenseman Mikko Lehtinen. Now, they signed a goalie from the KHL and a centerman from the SHL. Let's start with the goalie first. Now, his name is Alexei Melnichuk. He's 6'1", 187 pounds. He's 21 years old, but he'll be 22 in June. He played 16 games this season in the KHL, but had a .930 save percentage. Now, he's also played in the second-tier Russian leagues and the juniors and has had sparkling numbers there as well, the MHL and VHL. He was 8-5-1 this season with them, and the Sharks signed this kid for a 2-year deal worth $925,000. As we know, the Sharks need goaltending desperately. Jones has been terrible the past couple seasons, and he has got a huge salary cap that carries on for years. But Aaron Dell, who had a bad year last year, but overall is a good goaltender. His numbers before that were really good. This year he was kind of like .907, around league average, really. So he'll probably walk. That's what we're sort of all assuming. Maybe he'll be asking for too much money because the Sharks are tied up against the cap. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this job is Melnichuk's alone, because maybe the Sharks go out and get another cheap UFA goalie to contend with him. Someone they can get for, I don't know, under $2 million, let's say. And we throw them into training camp, see what happens, and maybe the kid's not quite ready. Maybe he needs some more time to acclimatize to the North American rinks. They throw him down in the AHL, see what he can does, and then start bringing him up for cups of coffee, and Bob's your uncle, right? Now, keep in mind that their goaltending coach, Evgeny Nabokov, is also Russian, and sort of not only just a saint in town, but in Russia as well. And so maybe that relationship will really benefit these two guys in terms of how Melnichuk and how he develops. Now the thing is, both San Jose goalies this season and last have sort of been quite not playing well, and how much of that can you lay at the hand of Nabokov, right? I don't know. Now, either way, the Shark fans should be happy about this because they got a goalie for free, right? They didn't have to trade anybody for him or anything like that. And Russian goalies have just been having like a renaissance lately, haven't they? Like the goaltending, the goalies for like the Rangers, the Islanders, the Capitals, Sorokin, Shesterkin, and I can't remember the other ones. But you get what I mean. So this kid could have a lot of promise. And that's exciting to think about. Now let's talk about the SHL centerman they picked up, Fredrik Handemark. He's a left shot, by the way. He's 26 years old. He'll be 27 in August. So he's a vet. And he's 6'4", 210 pounds. Big body. Now in 52 games, he had 14 goals and 38 points and was a +9. The Sharks signed him for a 1-year deal worth just over $792,000 plus bonuses and such. This is important because the Sharks need centers badly. Thomas Hertl, who also plays center, as does Logan Couture, are both injured. Preferably you want those guys probably on the wing anyways. But right now, all they really have, the only person over 25 years old is Joe Thornton. And who knows if he'll be back next year or not, right? And even if he does, Joe should be playing third-line center at best. And some of the people they've been throwing in there so far to fill those spots, like Suomela and Kelman, even Gambrell, haven't been putting up any points, etc. And I know Noah Gregor came up. He played a decent amount of games as well. He's a really good skater. He's fast, but his hands haven't caught up to how fast he wants to play. So he could take another year or two of development. Having Handemark, signing him, it's kind of a no-risk kind of deal, very cheap. You see what he can do. Maybe normally he'd be like a third-line center for any team, but he could be bumped up into the top 6 through the year. Even if Couture and Hertl do come back, as I mentioned, they might bump them to the wings, seeing as depending on how good this guy does. Now, he apparently is a really good skater. He's a really good two-way player as well. He's excellent at the face-offs, and he's been captain of his team for the past 3 seasons. So you're definitely bringing in a good piece of character into that dressing room as well. I'm just going to go over some of his numbers from last season in 49 games. He had 26 points and was a +3. And then in 2017-18, in 52 games, he had 11 goals, 28 points, was a +2. And then 2016-17, in 47 games, 13 goals, 32 points, and was a +9. And he's got some pretty good playoff numbers, too. Looking at, like, in 13 games, he's got 9 points, 5 games, 4 points, that kind of thing. So this is a good sign for the Sharks. How well he fits in with the club shouldn't be too much of an issue, and yeah, seeing as how you don't know which way Joe Thornton is going to go next year, that's another reason why. And because they're so tied up against the cap, the same old story. In any case, I'd love to hear what you have to say about these 2 signings in the comment section down below, especially you San Jose Shark fans. And yeah, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. The subscribers have been continuing to trickle in the last little while. Thank you so much for that. And in this really crazy world we're living in right now, please stay safe out there. And if you can, stay inside. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.